We've been using Zudy for about 4 years at Colette. Currently, we are on version 2.7 and looking forward to upgrading to version 3.0. We host on-prem right now. It has the ability for us to access our databases that we need to access there, so it's been a good solution for us on-prem. Use case for Zudy Vinyl, we have a ton of little applications that we've written across the whole entire organization that help various departments kind of get things done better. Sometimes we might be using things in spreadsheets or manually typing up emails, and we've been using a lot of Vinyl applications to help eliminate those. The features that I find most valuable with Zudy's Vinyl product is the ability of how flexible it is. There's so many ways that you can connect data to it. And then there's so many features that are out of the box, and it just makes the product very flexible and easy to work with. It's got a great user interface and makes it a nice looking product that our employees are able to engage with quickly. How would I assess the speed of development? We've had a great ability to get proof of concepts up very quickly within a couple hours, and then from there we just kind of embellish on enhancing those proof of concepts till they get to a more robust state. So it's been nice and quick to get some proof of concepts out of the door, get user feedback on it, and keep iterating until you get something that's really useful for the team. To develop an application within Zudy, it's a pretty quick process. We usually tend to design what the data fields are going to look like, what's going to look at the database level, and then design forms around that. So that's the general process. We kind of figure out what the functionality is going to be behind the scenes, or perhaps when you're interacting with the form, what that looks like. Usually we have some data that will trigger a grid, and that can select other things. Again, there's also the ability to send emails out from there and trigger workflows. Yeah, we've got a handful. I'm trying to think what might be the best. One of them would be a business travel tracker. So we have developed an application that kind of lets our employees have internal ability to go travel, create a trip request, have the hotel and airfare, trains, all specified and figured out. That's actually been really great. There's so many different plugins that they've created. So we use SQL quite a bit. We use XML, we use JSON, REST APIs. They keep adding different functionality, and we keep taking advantage of it as we can. Well, the more functionality that is available to us, the more we're able to be creative with our solutions. If we can, when Zudy announces a new feature, we usually keep an eye out and see what we can use to help spark the creative juices, if you will. Because there's so many problems out there for business that we already know about, and we're always looking for another solution to help us develop the application, give some great functionality to our customer quicker. It's been, I can't say that we have, business users coming in and creating applications. That's typically not how we work, but we do have other people within the IT organization who are not developers who have made applications. So they've had a pretty good success with it. Business analysts will sometimes say, I need to, look at this data in a certain way, and they can build their own application. And, it's something that's pretty easy to pick up on once you get an understanding of how the framework works. Interestingly enough, I don't really consider the code when I'm picking the solution. I'm more focused on delivering functionality to my team. So how can I get this functionality to my team as soon as possible? So in a lot of cases, if Vinyl is able to help out with that particular functionality, I'm going to take a look at it. And when the product is complete, it's always giving us a professional looking and intuitive interface. Yes, they do. Actually, I love looking forward to their product updates. There's always some kind of functionality that is I can take advantage of. One of the ones I'm really looking forward to implementing is in version 3.0 with the mobile functionality. We have a mobile workforce, and they would appreciate if we can get some of those responsive sites into applications. I think it speaks to the company and the product very well. I love that fact that they're constantly investing into their product and making it better. They're going to continue to grow their users and continue to grow their their offerings. It's going to be good for everybody. It's nice to see a company that is continue to make their products better. Yeah, it looks nice and clean. It looks like it's really easy to use. There's definitely some differences in it, but it doesn't look like anything that would be too difficult to learn. Yeah, the new I remember watching the demo, and it looked like it was really simple to get things going with creating new forms. They've got a brand new form builder, and I think that some process that may have taken a few hours can be done in a few minutes now, and I think that's gonna be really important when we're trying to make a quick proof of concept. So for authentication purposes, we reach out to Azure AD, and we authenticate out there on Microsoft's cloud, and it comes back, and then we handle the permissions within a final-based security system. So we set up permissions there, but we do the authentication piece through Microsoft. I'd have to say that it's helped out tremendously within certain departments. We've been able to, things that may have taken manual processes. We're working with spreadsheets, we're working with manual emails, and we're able to turn those into workflows, and we're saving, a lot of hours by doing that. I didn't really run calculations on it, but I can definitely say it's in hundreds. We haven't really used it for forward, like customer-facing applications. We tend to use it for internal applications. So I wouldn't say that we've really had a chance to explore that yet. Yes, yeah, it allows us to have tons of different interactions between various data sources, various databases, and it simplifies things for us tremendously. Again, I wouldn't say that I kind of look to, like, I'm always trying to develop the functionality to the customer to get out as soon as possible. So in instances where it makes sense to what we do is we have a little bit of a process in place that where we look at the requirements of the application, and then we kind of say, all right, this is going to be a good fit for Zudy, and then we'll jump in and start coding that way. In those instances, we know that it's going to be the quicker product and the way to get things turned around faster. That's a good question. I do have a hard time answering this. It's a pretty robust product. I'm always impressed when they come out with new functionality. I guess maybe continue to put out different types of controls out there that will make things, different ways to view the data. I'd like to see more on that. For us, we didn't really have to do a setup as far as what the vendor came in and they did install for us. It was probably about an hour. It wasn't very complicated. We just had to provide them with a Windows server. We really didn't need to. It's we basically set up a development server and then a production server, which is pretty close of a mirror to the development server. And then so there's a way for you to take your applications that you develop on the development and then promote them to the production environment. So as long as we had that path all set nice and clear, that was all it really took. There really hasn't been too much maintenance going on with it. We don't have to really worry about too much. It's kind of like the set it and forget it, if you will. The Zudy team pretty much takes care of the maintenance for us when it's time for maintenance, but the application never crashes and it's up and running when we need it. Yeah, we use two different vendors. Zudy itself has their own professional services, and then we also use another company called Zinth, and they have some developers that are familiar with the product, and they're very comfortable in using it as well. I haven't noticed any issues with it. It seems to be a very solid product. I don't see it going down ever. I don't hear complaints of that from anybody. So it's been a very stable product for us. Again, we haven't had issues with it. It's scalable and we need it. Everything's kind of done behind the scenes in the database, and if you have multiple servers, they talk to that, and it just works. I'd say approximately 200. So we have each employee across the organization with various different roles can have access to certain applications. We have a business travel tracker, for example, that kind of lets employees submit travel requests. We have tour managers, we have product developers, product buyers, transportation coordinators. So there's a whole bunch of different roles out there that are using the product. We do have it's fairly embedded into our culture right now. We have, I put it up there with a couple of our main systems that we have. We have our own ERP system, we have a CRM system, and in addition to that, we have a whole bunch of applications that are hosted in Vinyl, and those are our primary application pools that we use. Like I said, there's so many of them out there that I haven't had a chance to explore with everything. I'm really excited to try out the new form builders and the new, the mobile functionality. That's the top of my list. They've always been great. They are very quick to get back to us when we have questions, answering questions, helping out and assistance. And if we, jumping on a session if we need to. They've always been great to us. As far as the no-code solution goes, no. Yeah, we looked at a couple of other. So I mean, it's again no-code only. The big one that we looked at was the Microsoft products offering. I believe it's called Microsoft Flow. One of the things that we really enjoy about the vinyl offering is that it's on-prem. That really works to our the way our company is architectured, I guess you could say. I was on a call and someone was proposing Zudy for something completely different, and what ended up happening is I kind of my ears got perked up. I said I can use this for a lot of other places within the company, not just one particular application that you guys are looking for. So we ended up having a phone call with a few key members over at Zudy, and we're able to bang out a proof of concept for something I thought would be pretty hard to implement, through our own coding practices, and they knocked it out of the park. I think it's fair. There's we have an annual subscription that we pay, and the subscription gets us the maintenance that we need, and the support that we need. And again, they've always been great with us. This will be additional cost if you were to use it professional services. Other than that, no. I personally can't say that. I'm not in a department that would recognize that. I don't get the ROI based on those numbers. Yeah, I assume that there's savings out there. Again, I'm not really 100% familiar with it, but there's we are able to turn around some applications very quick. It can do anything that you throw at it, you can dream up, but they can probably work with it. You can probably get some kinds of application going out there. They've got so many tie-ins, so many different plugins, and a really knowledgeable technical support staff. Definitely recommend to check it out. It's been a game changer over at Colette. It's been really great to work with, and we're very happy with it. I could give it a solid 10. Again, the application's been really great. The team itself has been really great, and we're able to get stuff out for our customers very quick.